of radiant wellness and soul forward living. And I am your host, Jess Juntunen. Happy to be here with you on another Tuesday or whenever you are connecting with this. So let's just get into it. It's the new moon Thursday this week, and the energy is definitely here, and I'm feeling it. I don't know about you guys. I'd love to hear how you're experiencing this right now because it's real. I really am blown absolutely away, on multiple levels because it's it's like an adventure, right? Have you been just feeling every range of human stuff that's coming forward for you to look at, reveal, walk through, and remembering, right? That's exactly why our content might be showing up, and are you experiencing, and miracles, they're they're not as miraculous as we once thought. They absolutely still are, but they happen all the time, and that we think of miracles as these once in a lifetime events or huge things, but there are so many happening all the time, and some of them are huge, but who are we to judge huge or small? Every single one that happens is an affirmation of your soul on its path. It's like feedback from the universe. Like, if you're saying yes to your soul, if you're saying yes to living your life authentically, as spiritual and as a being that feels that you want to be a part of this shift on the planet that we're all going through, then I know you're experiencing all of it and you're feeling all of it. And, I got to stop and just say hello real quick over on YouTube at Oneness Talk Radio. Thank you for joining. Facebook at Oneness Talk Radio. I do check out the chat usually over at YouTube when I get an opportunity during the flow, and also at onenesstalkradio.com. So welcome wherever you're tuning in, however you found this, and thank you, because we love hanging out for an hour of community conversations all about this radiant wellness, what it means to really radiate with our true wellness. And I'm gonna adjust my lighting. I'm disappearing into the background. It's the void that's coming for me. And this new moon, this hour, yes, we're talking about the new moon, but whenever you tune into this, I think that this is relevant, what's being shared here, and it might resonate with you and be the perfect moment for you to hear it, right? Whether it's today, tomorrow, or in 10 years or something. And it's a interesting moment to be alive because we just keep experiencing up levels, and it's intense sometimes. And I think that's why it's so important that we have these kind of spaces. And check out the other shows at Oneness Talk Radio. There are so many hosts that have awesome shows. It's a community. Oneness is a community, and all voices matter. And when you connect with other beings that leave you feeling uplifted, that is the kind of support we really do want to be giving ourselves. So however you're doing that in your world, think about who is around you and supporting you. How are you bringing in that support? We do need others more than ever. We really do need each other. We're walking each other home. And it's really quite a gift that we're here and we're doing it, that we are absolutely not only surviving, but that we are thriving. And there's got to be a piece of you, if you're tuning in, that says, I want to help create that better world that I know is possible. We feel such compassion for others and what humanity is going through, and want to see a change. We want to see a shift. And we realize that by honoring our own self and doing what feels resonant and true and wholesome for us on our own personal path, we are serving the rest of the world. And when we are using the gifts that we have. And you know them by they're what fill your cup, the things that you do, your signature energy, your soul song, your dance. Don't compare yourself to other beings and where they're at. That's just judgment with some crazy attitude right there. Fear is judgment with an attitude, like Archangel Zadkiel says. So it's really important that we focus on our own path and journey, but while we're connecting with others and just celebrating them and celebrating their wins and celebrating where they're at. And when we can gather together in communities where everyone has that intention to just make life better, and that's from the micro of our personal life to the macro, and that's how the macro is affected when we do our own work. And it's really wild. I mean, I talk about multidimensional wellness a lot and multidimensionality, and I know if you're not versed in that kind of language, it can sound out there and crazy. And I hear you. Definitely. I find it all kind of crazy sometimes that we're here doing all of this, having these conversations. It's wild. But, we are multidimensional beings. We have a body, we have thoughts, we have emotions. We're on this earth plane, so we have a form, right? But we also have what we call our spiritual self, or higher self, our divine self. There's many words that we try to encapsulate that with, but we have these other aspects of ourself, and we have many multidimensional aspects. Like, think about a crystal radiating in the light and all of these refractions that come off like a rainbow. That's us, the light shining through, and it's creating this whole range of experiences, and we're able to be in many different dimensions and timelines even simultaneously right now. It's a lot, and I feel like there's definitely some well-intended but misinformed information out there too. And pay attention to what you're receiving and listening to. 'Cause I'll tell you, more than ever, I think the spiritual community is so awesome, and there are so many beings that desire connection with spirit, but there is a big, vast range of beings playing in that energy. And a lot of it's just really fourth dimensional, like fear based, or power, or, just real hierarchical, or dogmatic. And, you really do want to feel into and trust yourself, of where you're receiving information and insights, and trust yourself first, really, really do, because there's a lot of information out there. And the more we have these conversations about the 5D and beyond, it's kind of interesting, how many different people are awake to it, yet also still really asleep at the same time. Like, just the land of that push pull is strong, and you can get stuck or sucked in kind of easily. And this can be in any realm. This could be personal finances, business, anywhere. It's like, pay attention, really pay attention. um Ooh, awesome. I'm just popping in the chat here. Yes, Moiska Cat. I hope I said that right. I love your question. Namaste, Jess. Can you touch on instantaneous manifestation? Love your backgrounds. Thank you. They're fun to make when I have the opportunity to do it. Yeah, instantaneous manifestation, and I know what you're referring to is, Shri and Kira are my mentors, and a lot of people that come over and hang out at my show are part of that community. And hi, it's so awesome to see you guys in multiple places. And Kira really started talking about this law of instantaneous manifestation last year. And if anything I'm sharing is resonating and you haven't connected with their work, go to official Shri and Kira on YouTube and start just watching, whatever you're called to. Their information is just so spot on and so pure. Like, that's where I have gone consistently for almost a decade, it seems here. I think we're getting close. And it's just proven time and time again to be so true, because it really is coming from this multi-dimensional space of guides, helpers, ascended masters, and those that have been assisting self ascension and these up level frequencies on the planet. So it's like you're getting direct wisdom outside of ego when you tap in with what they're sharing. So yeah, law of instantaneous manifestation. And I'm going to answer this the best that I can, and I feel like this can be volumes or a book, right? So I'm just going to like hit what comes forward to me because I love this question so much. And because what does that mean? Instantaneous manifestation, right? Okay, so I'm going to just like dial it back for 1 second and talk about the law of attraction that most of us are familiar with and have heard of, whether you've been studying spirituality or not. It's so mainstream, the concept of law of attraction and like attracts like. And if you, say these affirmations and believe them, you will attract things into your life. Yes, but also it's, still coming from the energy of density. It's a construct that's really still grounded in like a fear of I don't have what I need and I need to manifest it now to feel okay. And that's why a lot of times it might not work. We can affirm things all day long, but we have to believe them. But instantaneous manifestation, the law of instantaneous manifestation is so much more connected to your empowerment. And I think it really connects to a lot of what I wanted to share on the show today about empowerment. It's really about becoming the generator of your life. This is like going into your heart and just anchoring at the heart, because when we anchor at the heart, right, we're lifting up and we are then able to get the wisdom and guidance we need and the resources and everything comes, but we have to trust. And this is third chakra stuff too, big time. And second chakra, creation energy, right? We have to be, and of course the roots there, can't forget that, right? Those foundational lower three chakras are connected to the body of form very closely. And if there is anything in there that doesn't feel like I don't feel safe, I have past, fears or things that come up to stop me, beliefs, that kind of stuff. I don't trust myself completely or my life. I'm a little scared. Those things hang out there and repel what we want to attract. So instantaneous manifestation is about coming into the safety and recognition of our being and connecting with the heart and up, so we remember we are a masterful, light, amazing, badass warrior being in this human form, that we have a human form, but we aren't it. So it's like instantaneous manifestation is just automatic, and it is what we're doing all the time. I mean, we are manifesting this very moment, connecting here right now, wherever you're sitting, whatever is going on. We have manifested, right, everything in our experience. But to direct it and command it consciously, things will happen instantaneously because you are the creator. It's you are the one that is in charge. And when you can acknowledge that self, the whatever you want to call that higher self, the true self, then we are generating through this form. And we've got all these miracles on the ends of our hands. We've got 10 fingers, creation, our hands, wands. I mean, we literally make things into the world with our hands, and our energy and our connection to our creativity and our flow. And we just generate, and things just happen and line up when we are in that flow. So I do hope that answers. Instantaneous manifestation is just when you are actually living, breathing, and being the master that you are, while walking in this world and form and creating through it all. I love that question because, it's always, I think, a progress that's worth working towards. Is like, oh my God, like imagine what my life could look like if I could just have everything I wanted. Just try that on for a minute. If I could have everything I wanted in my life, what would it look like? Everything I need without limits. And notice if limits come up, like, oh, that would cost money, or, I don't know, or I'm scared, or eek, and those are great to pay attention to, not to devote all of our energy into like those nice stories that we have about ourselves, but they are very revealing. And that's where we can go in and apply some of that work. And that's where we can go in and grab a spiritual practice or a tool or something to help us shift out, what might be holding us back. Because we are up leveling all the time. And believe me, I'm going, whoa. I mean, it's like so much good stuff happening, but that does not mean I don't go through crap, and experience stuff. Still a human, but I do notice the more and I'm anchored in my connection to my true self and nature, the faster I can remember it and start shifting things again, and then say, oh, cool, something to work with if something comes forward. And it's just, we've been doing this for like all last year and it's still happening, we are creating, we are manifesting together what 2022 is going to look like. This year is determining what 2022 is going to look like. So these up level energies that we're getting are constantly, like every month we're getting at least one, and then we have this illuminated new moon coming in on Thursday, carrying massive energy and illuminating everything that we are maybe hiding under the surface, the little itch, the knowing that's tapping you on the shoulder, that's getting more insistent, is like, hey, it's me. Are you going to honor me? Are you going to come play? Are you going to have some fun with me? And at the same time, there might be some uncomfortable things flushing up so you can clear them. And you are never given more than you can handle. You are not. You are never given more than you can handle. And if it feels full and busy and even crazy sometimes, honor that too. You are not given more than you can handle. We aren't. Even though sometimes you want to say, I can't, uncle. But we do it because we can, or it would not be in front of us. So awesome. Oh, awesome. I'm glad that sat with you well. Mayuska Cat. And hi, Lynn. It's nice to see you. Namaste. And whoever's over at Facebook, I can't see you right now, but if you want to hop in the chat at YouTube at Oneness Talk Radio, that's where I'm trying to peek at the comments. And I'm going to give out the phone number if you would like to call in with a question, or you have a sharing about how the new moon energy is feeling for you, or you would like a mini reading. The number is 517-208-1500. That number again, 517-208-1500. And, go ahead and give a call in. Would love to hear from you if you are feeling called to do so. And dive back into this conversation a little bit. I'm going to take a sip real quick. Excuse me. The nice thing about when you have guests on is that you can take your drinks while they're talking. It's more awkward when you're alone. It's an interesting juggle. And yeah, so trust, I really got to come back to that piece. Third chakra is feeling stuff, and I can't tell you how many phone calls, texts, messages, emails I have gotten in the last 24 hours and the last week. At the end of last week, I had so many people going, uncle, help, and that's great when we reach out for support and some help that way. But I've been fascinated, like people getting hit in that chakra and people lifting too and claiming their empowered presence. Oh, and it's so rich right now. It's like, think about, we've got that third chakra going off. We've got our throat chakra doing stuff all year long, and this is just a power center. Truth. Can you live the truth of your being? Breathe on that. because that can feel scary. And you can feel it sometimes tighten in that third chakra. The fifth and third are so connected. Even like feeling like clearing as I'm connecting now, and even if you feel like you're in a space and it's safe to do so right now, how about do that? One hand up here on your throat, maybe fingers touching or the whole hand, and then the other anchored on the solar plexus. And I'm actually doing it like this. Like if you're watching, I don't know if you're listening on audio, but I'm holding my fingers like almost in a C shape, like a claw. And I'm placing the fingers and the thumb all around the solar plexus. It's going to be above the navel, just under the rib cage, wherever it just wants to plop. And you don't have to like dig in, but just like it's like an anchoring. And breathe through that third chakra. Send your breath there. And then breathe up to the throat. Let yourself clear it. Let yourself tone or sing or shout, whatever feels like it wants to come forward. And just imagine like your fingertips are just glowing with light. Call it in. Our imagination is what lets us manifest. It starts there. And just send that love and support around the throat. That's feeling a little more balanced. Maybe spend a little time at the heart center too, because we're coming back in at the high heart. Our energy is going to be all here on the new moon on Thursday, and we're already feeling it. It's like, right up in here. Wow, guys. It might be even like time for a little, massage or something here around this area of the body. The ascended numerology, with which Master Lady Kira is so adept at, and has revealed all of the codes for the month and the year. And high heart is the number 9, and that's what February 11th, 2021 translates into as a 9. And that's super mastery. I mean, that's the Trinity times the Trinity. It's a powerful manifestation energy engine. And we come back into the high heart. Right now, we're like in a void kind of like experience. We're in Mercury retrograde, and we're coming back into the heart, and we're coming back into the high heart. And it's going to feel uncomfortable for some people. So notice, what you're noticing, drink your water, do some journaling, get out for a walk, do what you need to do, like really honor yourself in your flow, honor your spiritual practices, whatever supports you, stretch, dance, move the energy. And that will definitely serve you. Even if you are feeling great, keep doing that, because sometimes we start feeling so good, we stop doing some of the things because we're like, we're good. And then it catches up with us, so it's really important to stay tuned in and tapped into what is going on right now. And oh, hi, yoga, saying hello. I love it. I love it. Yes. Quantum 0 point shifts. And, I love that you bring that up, because we are in a 0 point when we're able to like hold the ascension energy in our body and be in that unification. We are in like the center of a torus, and we are generating everything in our life. I love that there's massive clearing happening now. Yes, lots of wisdom to be shared. And, it's interesting to see what's coming up, like, is it a certain theme, or are you feeling like you're on that spiral and you're coming back to a certain point in your evolution in the circle that, I feel like I've revisited this before, I think this feels familiar. Why am I doing this again? I thought I was done. Right? But we start to learn to say, oh, that's cool, actually, because now I'm ready to meet this at a new level or a new layer of experience. Like, I'm able to now be in a different perspective and place. Like, if we were to like heal and do everything at once in our journey, our body, our mind, and this form, our ego would not be able to handle that. We do peel things in layers, and sometimes you reach in, like you go into a pumpkin and you reach the in to clean it out, right? You're carving a jack-o'-lantern, and when you pull a big chunk out of the insides of the pumpkin, right, it's connected to all of these strands and filaments and seeds. So it's also like that. It's not just like a linear like onion layer, I don't think. People talk about peeling back the layers of the onion. I mean, to an extent that metaphor makes sense, but I sometimes think you like reach in and you pull a clump out and it connects to so many different things. So a lot is happening below the surface when we're doing this kind of work. Um, and the empowerment piece is just so central to everything that we're going through and shifting through right now. It's like, feel that trust chakra. Can you trust your life enough? And if you are feeling like, I can't, like there's something like I'm afraid, there's fear, this acronym that Shri has shared so brilliantly keeps sitting with me. Fear is forgetting everything's all right. FEAR, forgetting everything's all right. When we have fear, we're forgetting everything's all right. We're like back in our mind, in our emotional body. We're in a reactive state. We're square in density because fear doesn't live in the fifth dimension or beyond. We're connected to something else. So it's our biggest tell, like a barometer that, oh gosh, like a perspective shift is needed here. And I need to bring in something that supports me to lift. I need to reconnect to myself. And fear and doubt will hit you in the third chakra. You might need to do some more serious clearing. You might really need some support around that. Reach out to me, book a session, or reach out to somebody that can support you, or go gravitate towards a teaching or what inspires you, but do something, an action step. We eventually will. We can sit and wallow and be locked in to less than good feeling emotions for a long time if we want, but we will eventually get sick of it and say enough. But I know if you're like me and have been at this a while, it's like, okay, I don't have time for that and I don't want to do that. I want to get in and do it. And the energy is so supportive right now because we're getting all this up level energy. It's like when you say yes and you make a decision, the universe is like, okay, here you go. Yay. And when you're afraid or you shut down, it goes, plunk, and we get feedback really fast. And feedback's how we learn here. So it's a really great thing. And the center here, I think really some things that could help, that do help this chakra, is to create, get out some paints, get out some crayons, get out whatever, and make a collage. Just like have fun and be messy with it. Really let yourself kind of be more of that inner child instead of a planner that's arranging your art. Just try to go with it. Give yourself some unstructured time. Are you doing the challenge to stay off of electronics and media as much as possible, at least for a segment of hours each day? Are you disconnecting because there's so much interference energy, right? So at the same time, we're getting this massive up level and upliftment and so much magic and miracle presence happening in our lives. Those that are anchored in the fear and the doubt and anger and all those density realm vibrations, that's amplifying. And it's getting crazy and it looks crazy. I get it. It can be compelling even to say, hey, what's going on in the crazy world today? But trust me, like even if you think you're staying in an ascended presence and you go and look at the news or whatever, you're being infected, no matter what level of consciousness you think you're at. And there's a lot of this infection that's going on, and Shri and Kira have been sharing so awesome and brilliantly about this one too. They have a whole article, The Shield of Archangel Zadkiel, and it's an ensoulment actually, and it came back forward. It came out, I don't remember what year, but it's come back into this realm and is talking about this time right now. And we are the shield. hint, we are the shield. He carries this beautiful shield, and it has a four-pointed um, cross, equilateral cross on it, with the blue jewel of the heart in the center. When we ignite the blue jewel of our heart, when we go into it, poof, we ignite as the shield. And we are the shield, so that we are stable, but we have to take care of our body. We have to take care of our emotions. We have to take care of our life. We have to take care of our consciousness. They all matter, because otherwise we won't be able to keep lifting. Something will be throwing us off balance, and we'll keep getting pulled back down, and it's like, if you're going through some stuff and it's hard and you just feel like, ugh, I'm feeling close to just giving up. I hear you too. There's people are going through some stuff. Like I said, I've gotten so many calls, like kind of unprecedented, but almost chuckling. And some of it's the magic miracles, and some of it's the really hard stuff. But all of it is containing that energy of freedom, because there is this freedom that is available. And even those that are going through stuff, is there like a little bit of a beam of light? Is there that little bit of possibility that that there can be a better day? And if we can just know there's a better day, and we, action steps, they're so subjective, right? I mean, for you, it might be a crazy, amazing action step that you got out of bed and you got dressed and brushed your teeth, or that you made a good meal for yourself. That's beautiful action. Or it might look like doing the scary thing right now. Maybe you're feeling pretty good and life's kind of comfortable. It's like, all right, where it is, I'm all right. But there's that dream that's like, hey, tapping you on the shoulder again, like, remember me? Um, take action on that. Sometimes the action steps are gonna be a little scary, and every good action step is gonna have that excitement and terror at the same time, right? If you're gonna be going through a major relationship change, changing jobs, switching up your family arrangement, moving, I mean, the big stuff, it's gonna feel, oh, like, exciting, this is amazing, and I'm so scared at the same time. And that's so natural. In fact, it would be worrisome if you did not have that fear. But there's things that are percolating, and if you haven't been attending to them, they're getting more annoying, and they do show up in different ways. um it's like, when you're really in that flow, you can wake up and say, oh my God, thank you, this is my life. you know Thank you. I get to have this life. And no matter what is present, thank you. Your bank account says 22 cents. Thank you for this. Thank you. It says negative 200. Thank you. Whatever is present, thank you. It says 10,000. Thank you. Whatever it says, thank you. And that just goes for everything. I just think, money is such a universal one that we have to work with as humans. But it's the most dense version of abundance there is, right? But we are abundant spirits. But it's interesting, where we still have stuff to work out, still some deservedness, some worthiness, that empowered presence that wants to come forward. That's the lion coming out of the woods. And back in August, on 8th, the Lion's Gate, August 8th, this chalice ignited. We are the chalice receiving all of this crystalline light. And it's the divine feminine, and the divine feminine, it's like, think of the womb, the chalice, the womb. We are receiving if we are open to it, and it's worth working towards. It does take some work, but it can be fun too. We associate the word work with so many things, but you're going to have to, like, be willing to dig in and be committed. It's true. That's why not more people want to invest in, waking up to their greater nature. It's just like hella scary to most people, and they will deny it until the moment that they're ready. And all paths are going home, And Archangel Zadkiel has said this. Everyone's ascending. That's guaranteed. No one's gonna get left behind. Those are some core, hardcore beliefs, and then some of us carrying remembrances of past lives and things that could be pretty epic, and a lot of what we're going through as humanity, we've lived through end time moments before, but guess what? We went further this time than any other time. Sri and Kira always point this out, and I love it. There's a lot of fascination with Atlantis and that time, which was very cool and amazing. But we're further along in our consciousness than then. Yeah, maybe we don't have all those same amazing, crazy technologies that we hear about them having, but they didn't get to this point, right? Because our consciousness is higher than it's ever been in this whole, if you want to call it an experiment. And we came here and said, I'm going to insert in this timeline at this place and do this. So if you've been feeling that wake up call, yeah, it's time. And it's time to do the scary thing. If you know it's the thing that you want, trust me. I mean, I feel like this powerful spirit and energy that came in to animate this body and this timeline in place was like a very interesting choice, and it was all perfect, but talk about the most wallflower, shy, just tough time as a kid. Public speaking made me want to vomit, or sometimes it did make me vomit, and um, there was always something in me about being a teacher, being a leader, doing it. And I mean, I've had to white knuckle it through some times where I'm like, what the heck am I doing? You know? But when I get out of that, I'll get out of my way and spirit comes through. It's like, oh, of course, this is what I'm doing. So I'm just sharing there is going to be a level of discomfort, that's whether or not you're thinking you're going to, go become a leader teacher, but you are a leader and teacher in um, some ways in all ways in your life, whether it looks like those traditional roles that we think of. We're all healers, we're all leaders, we're all teachers. And that kind of brings me to that, victim triangle that's just so active and strong right now, that there is the victim, rescuer, abuser. That's the victim triangle. That's the 3 points. And, that's being amplified big time, right? And so is spiritualized ego. It's so anchored in that. You're wrong. We're right. How dare you have done this? Blame, shame, anger, looking for rescuers, being a rescuer, going and rescuing others instead of paying attention to your own stuff. There's so many ways we play these roles and flip them around. And those of us that are saying yes to our mastery presence, that stuff's getting cleaned up too. But when we heal that, we become the mentor, healer, teacher. We ascend into the healed version of that triangle as the healer, mentor, teacher. And that's a whole different ball game, you know? That's where we do step into instantaneous manifestation, and you are in your life just walking through your life, and it's like being this ascended being in form is like people feel it when you arrive or when you enter a space or connect with you. People know something is going on and gravitate towards you, and you attract other beings that can play. That's the fun, that we can find each other and play with each other when we're showing up and we're in that healed space. And also that we own our own stuff if we notice we got pulled in. That's why it's so important to detach from so much of like what's going on in density. And it's like always interesting. I get it. For me, it's like there's certain times like I own a business and people find me through social media sometimes. Like that's a big way people do. So I do need to go on and post or share something. And I do want to share some like beautiful things and some encouragement and support out there, But it's really important to like not start just scrolling mindlessly, and just taking it in, or just, it's like sometimes you just like got to turn your phone off and put it away, or just, take a break, and you don't have to even announce it. I've done that too, just gone, and now's the time to really be thinking about that. Our lives are being pulled in so many ways, like our consciousness is getting like pulled at in so many different ways, and it's being attacked too through a lot of avenues. You really do have to be careful. Yes, you can clear it. Yes, you are powerful, but you don't want to be giving yourself more work than you need. It'd be much more fun to free your resources up for creating and some fun. And how can you really like sink into this time as a retreat for yourself? How can you really honor, like, we're in this whole energy of retreat with the virus as it is. Many people are still, we're in lockdown, working from home, whatever. It's a time still to honor the retreat and the healing. What healing do you need? What do you need in your life? What do you need to support you? It's time to really get like honest, maybe making a list, like, this is what supports me, and like picking something from that and sticking with it for long enough to feel the effect. Sometimes you feel it in one moment, one breath. Sometimes, it blossoms in fruits if you hold with a practice. And there's so many beautiful, amazing practices out there, and so much to choose from. Sometimes that's overwhelming. Pick something that really resonates that you make sure you're doing each day, and then choose other things that you love and allow yourself to flow with them. And, I think that's what's really beautiful about the 4 week sadhana that I've created that's coming up on the new moon. And I also have a new moon ceremony that day. So you could hop into both, really, because the new moon ceremony is at 6:30. This is a donation based. It's free if you can't donate or don't want to. It's open. Selfascensionstudios.com. That's my website. And you can see the new moon ceremony and link to register right there. I'll get it up in the comments here or in the description on YouTube. After I get off the show, I'll get the description up too and put the link there, selfascensionstudios.com. And then the sadhana. A sadhana really is about the ceremony of our life, the practices that we do. So I have 4 weeks of inspiration for that. However, you do your practice. Yes, I'll offer some inspiration and things you might enjoy incorporating, but this is about honoring your practices and your flow. And trust me, if you're busy, this is going to make your life actually easier because you're going to be in that generative, instantaneous manifestation. You're going to be in that center, the 0 point. It's about staying in that point. So every week we get together and I share, and there's an interactive kind of like workshop session, and we can move through some things that could be holding us back. So that's just fantastic. And I mean, seriously, offering it at such a crazy awesome price, because I really just want to honor people, and I will work with you if that still doesn't even work, and I'm doing a free mini reading with it. I mean, it's like an awesome package. So selfascensionstudios.com, because it all starts on the new moon ceremony at 6:30, sadhana at 8 p.m. There'll be a half-hour break in between if you want to do both. And let's get into this flow and create and heal our lives and really honor the practice that is our life, and notice what miracles and regenerative energy comes into our life. So whether or not you feel like you're swimming in chaos right now, or you feel like I'm pretty good, I mean, I think this would support you no matter where you are. And the beauty of having community and shared time is awesome. And we have such a good, awesome, cool group shaping up. So seriously, if you feel called, and if you feel like I've got too much, like I'm serious, still think about it, because it's really not a to-do list. It's actually to help you so that your to-do all becomes like get to, and super exciting. So I'm pumped about that. If you can't tell, join me, selfascensionstudios.com. And then, hey, join me tonight on Soul Mirrors with Master Lady Kira Ra and Joni Moore, amazing president of her company and friend. We're going to be chatting on Soul Mirrors tonight, and that was a surprise with the new moon energy. Got the email earlier, like, hey, can you be on tonight? So I'm going to be on. I'm always on Soul Mirrors every first Tuesday of the month as a co-host, but yep, I'm hopping on tonight because it's important. This new moon energy is super, super important, guys. So there's some more totally free, awesome support tonight. You can catch it at Oneness Talk Radio on the Facebook or YouTube, or official Shri and Kira on YouTube. And it's at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is 5 p.m. Pacific. So figure out your time zone. So yeah, lots of awesome stuff. that I'm so excited about creating. And it's blowing my mind. I have been creation, not to mention Women Wellness Awakenings, and that's wwaglobal.com. And so much is happening there. So much is birthing there because March equinox is like, boom. I mean, we are going, we are going. We are preparing right now in a lot of ways for how much we are going to be going. And I mean, I am feeling it. I'm going, wow, if I'm going to have a quiet day or a time and I set aside some time and then it's filled, but it's filled with something beautiful and amazing. So I know the universe is just like, keep going, keep doing it, because those of us that are saying yes, I just feel like, if not now, when, right? And this is something that Shreet and Kara will share. I think this also came through Archangel Zadkiel. If not now, when? If not you, who? Right? If not now, when? It's time. If you've been on this path, and I mean, honor yourself and trust your own way. But if you know that, you are here to help, if you know you're here to support with your unique gifts and talents, it really, I mean, it's worth it to stay with it. That framework of support, steadfast commitment, focused awareness, complete trust, that really serves us. And really, the self ascension model, which fits with any wisdom path on the planet, it's about surrendering the ego's need to control, surrendering over to your soul, unconditional love, compassion for your life and others, forgiveness. Do the forgiveness work. Do the forgiveness work right now. If you're feeling sticky stuff, forgive, right? Be in union. And that starts with being in union with ourself, body and soul. It is a huge, huge time. And it's just, folks, I know it's a lot. And that's why I keep showing up and doing what I do, because it's, my heartfelt desire, to be able to connect with, one person that needs to hear what I'm sharing. It's worth it, right? And that's where it always starts. Maybe the one person that you connect with is the cashier at the grocery store, or a family member, or a friend, but if we can approach what we're doing from that space, it's not about us. It's about how we're serving and supporting, and doing it in your fashion, your way. We all have our own skills and abilities, and we're always able to learn and grow and do more than we think is possible. Get it? It's time to get it. It's time to really get it. And I know there's moments where it's intense. I have been there more times than, I thought I might be. But it's also so perfect. It's like being honed, being crafted, being brought through the fires of transmutation and becoming that much more brilliant. And oh, hello. I'm going to bring in a caller, just popping over here to see. And oh, I think this could be Gary. Hello. Namaste.
Hi, namaste, Jess. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm wonderful. I'm home for the day, so I thought I'd call and share a poem with you.
Thank you. I think this
I shared one on Sunday. I shared one on soul mirrors, and I haven't shared one with you, and you're the reason I picked up a pen and sat down.
Oh my God, I'm so honored. Thank you. Yes, share your poem, please.
All right. This one here, I call this one, I wrote it and then I entitled it, it's called Love on a Chain. It says, love is all that is, created in love, by love, guided in love, with love, pure love. Walking love, chained by the mind, stifled in corrupt thoughts of what isn't but seems real. The more we perceive and believe, the stronger the chains become. Limited belief of what really is chains us from love, real love, the love of what was, what is, and what will always be. The birthright of you and me, love, pure love, it is you. It is me. Love, Gary.
I'm crying, Gary. Oh, that is
That
so.
one's yours, man. Thank you.
Oh,
Please let me share it.
thank you so much. I am like blown away and touched and honored in every possible way. Thank you.
Oh, that's no problem. I appreciate you, and the teaching was really good today. It was really touching my heart. So thank you, and I
Oh,
love you.
oh, I appreciate it. I love you too. Talk to you soon.
Namaste. Bye bye.
Namaste. Oh, thank you again. That is so amazing and it's inspiring. Poetry touches my heart on such a deep level too. I am very partial to it and I wrote a lot of poetry in my life and you are inspiring me, Gary. It's like if I inspired you to pick up the pen, I'm like it's coming back around full circle because I'm getting that nudge a lot myself, you know? And um gosh, that's alchemy, isn't it? It's so alchemizing. Alchemizing, is that a word? To create and to write across the page with a pen is a whole different experience, you know, folks. It's like it moves the energy, you know, if you get stuck in that mind. And I love what you're sharing in this poem of like, you know, those chains that hold us back and get heavier and tougher, but it's the love, you know, it's like the love that we have to embrace and that does set us free. But the mind with its chains, and it's so strong right now. But writing frees the mind up a lot. We even can, you know, scientifically verify that information moves to different parts of our brain while we're processing it when we write versus thinking. It opens different pathways and possibilities. So writing is just is such a gift, and I think poetry is divine. We get to touch spirit through that framework as we weave the words. It's beautiful, you know. So I celebrate, you know, that moment, and I think that was such a perfect way to finish our show out with this beautiful community and love and um yeah, just honored and touched. And if I didn't get to all the comments or all of you, just know I'm feeling you and I'm holding massive love and space around you. The hour goes so fast and we're wrapping up now. So if you just caught this show or you just popped in and you're like, what am I even watching? This is Soul Fusion Cafe and I'm Jess Juntunen and we're here every Tuesday at noon Eastern time. So come hang out on Tuesdays if you've enjoyed this and let other people know that you think would enjoy it too. And come over to Soul Mirrors tonight for conversation with Master Lady Kira Raz. I co-host with her and Joni Moore, an amazing person, you know, and check out selfascensionstudios.com and come over for the new moon ceremony, maybe the Sadhana too. All right, my loves, until I'm with you again tonight for many of you and next time, wherever we meet, have a beautiful day, a beautiful moment, and love yourself more. Namaste and